Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Hit like, hit subscribe. Today's video, I'm going to go through a new plugin I've been using. It's by Bloom. It is the first Bloom product that I've ever used. And this is the palette object. I'm just going to show you what I've put together so far so you can hear it. Then I'll get into what it is, why I'm using it, why I like it, and I'll show the interface and how it works. So I've just created a loop. We're at the magical number of 136, my personal favorite. I've just put a kick loop, some hats, some snare samples, and I've got 3 different layers of Bloom, but we'll go through that now. So here we go. So I've gone with a bit of a broken beat just to change it up a little bit. Now, Bloom, I'll bring it up to show you guys. Over here. So it's basically a palette of a whole broad range of sounds. There's some Foley sounds, there's some field recordings, different live sampled instruments, all that bunch of stuff. How I'm using it is not really any different to how I would use a drum rack, how I would use Simpler. So in that case, it's not too different to anything I'm already doing. It's more so the sounds that are in it. From another standpoint, you can create your own drum rack, get a sequencer, and throw in all sorts of different sounds that you already like, that you field recorded yourself, that you have on board. In this case, I'm using it for the sound sources that come in it. Obviously, it's got a whole bunch of extra features on top of that, which I'll go through, but this is what it looks like. It's nice on the eyes. It's very easy to navigate. So we've got presets at the top in different sound banks. I'll solo the top one. This channel is what you're hearing. I'm using rozzer to sequence it. I've just got 6 steps, randomly pitched. Very white noise textured. The second one. And lastly, and all together. So what we've got here is, this is obviously just moving to what we're hearing. We've got 4 effects off the bat just here before you dive into the deeper menu. We've got echo, smooth is like a transient, shaper, smooth compression, tape effect, and width for your stereo field. We have the dice to randomly change what's in this preset that we've selected. Here you can tune to your key, major or minor, change your octaves. When you click, this is obviously the step sequencer here, all these triangles. When you click on these two, it shows for all the different sound banks. So tuning over here is only going to change the melodic sounds. It's not going to pitch up or down your percussion. And in here you can drag samples around to other banks so it can trigger differently and stuff like that. Or you can move the whole lot down and around and stuff like that. So you got a lot of capabilities just from here alone. When you click this edit button, then it goes right into the depths of its real capabilities. Got a sample editor, so you can, same as Ableton Simpler and Sampler, you can move around and choose sort of the section of the sample. Sequencer with modulation, you can control triggers, probabilities, pitch, all that sort of stuff. So far, how I've been using it, I haven't been using the onboard sequencer. You can, I've seen other videos about it. I'm just so used to rozzer, what I'm trying to achieve. I don't need it to be that complex. So I'm leaving rozzer, not touching any sequencer settings. Then you have some effects here. You got noise, reverb, speaker function's pretty cool. You can, why are you jamming? There we go. Cabinet, hi-fi, no speaker device. Your reverb, obviously got your halls, spring plate, stuff like that. And you can change the noises. What was pretty cool about this was these features here. So not only can we add the noise by mix wet, which I love, you can change how the noise moves up here between your settings, duct, constant, dynamic. But then you got these ones, like, I've been liking the crowd, just for randomness. And obviously if you bring that up, so that was on ducks, so it's going to be a lot more subtle. Constant. Then if I close that, these extra buttons here you can open up and then obviously control those parameters of the dynamic and all that sort of stuff. So you can change envelopes, your release, your tone. So even that alone, just having sort of an EQ for that noise generator is pretty cool. Crowd's great. Beach is nice. So you got that filter to really just do a bit of EQing. Obviously you can open up the threshold and the release, which is unreal. Close that. Reverb, you can get obviously your standard reverb parameters, which I won't get too much into, but we can really, you know, what I love about it is you can go on these individual processing modules, you can really get the full wet, which you know I love, because then you can even resample just maybe the beach or the crowd noise generator, or even just the reverb sound, all those together. Speaker cabinet as well, this is pretty cool. You can sort of change distance to get sort of different room feels. So you can see already just inside of it, you can do a lot of processing within it. Then to your own taste, you can obviously go further than that. So far I haven't. I've just had some EQ post this to, you know, just correct things or tame things a little bit more. I haven't gone to distortion and all that yet. I normally do, but I don't really want to disrupt what's in it, and that's why I'm using it. I'm not using it for the process of sequencing, you know, drum kits and triggering sounds. I am using it for the palette, what's in there, so I'm really liking what's in there. And then globally you have the 4 that are in the main menu. So also what I love about it is you can just use it really quickly just to, you know, get into a good pocket, go through presets, and then once you're sort of in a good spot, you can then really get inside and really hone it in, resample, layer, the whole stuff. So already on its own, I've been leaning to the noise in the speaker a lot. As I said, I'm sequencing with rozzer, so you can mute some steps. So you can really campfire, mental. I've been using this for textures, intros, outros, breakdowns, because it just sounds fucking wild. Like, getting that real nice spread, that real sound design. Even this one, you know, you do. I've gone through obviously what I've put together. I'm going to cycle through some sounds for you. I'll start it all. So I'll just let it play out of the box so you can hear it. Now, when I hit this random dice, it's just randomly changing the parameters within this preset. It's not flicking between presets. So without touching anything, you'll hear, obviously the sequence is staying the same, so it's triggering the same notes, but just the different options you have within the one preset. Even though it's still the same palette, but because there's so much in each preset, because it's collectively coming from melodic loops, rhythmic loops, instruments, drums, textures, tuned foley, all of this, there's so much variety to get out of one. So even though preset wise, there's obviously a few presets, but there's not hundreds of them. But within the capabilities of the sound palettes between each preset, it's limitless, I feel. So all the parameters inside, but then obviously tweaking. I've gone from 6 steps to 4. That's wild. See, what I was saying, get into a good pocket, come down here. Let's go metallic. Nah, let's not do that. Let's go to... Fuck it, Mariah. I like the crowd. That's me, mate. Now, everything's a bit shonky because of the steps and stuff, so let's go to 6. Bit of echo. But obviously, you can change as per your liking. Then here, I haven't played too much with this part, but this reminds me of Battery from Native Instruments, where... So if we say what's triggering mechanical 4, let's say we like... I'll just throw this in. Let's say we like this. You can change it. And you can change, so... Sorry, you drag it there, my bad. So even within the kit, even if it's not hitting, or there's one that you don't like, rather than unmuting it and changing steps, you can just drag it. And try get another variation. Then obviously, with the sample... So, you know, let's say this one's doing our heading. We can then just, you know, change the start of it. You got all the parameters here for the ADSR. You can change a sample on that note as well. So there you go. You can go all the way up the piano roll, sample 1, all the way to 14. Can we drag samples in? Let's try that. No, you can't. I didn't try that originally, sorry. So yeah. So here, like, I liked this patch. Took some steps away so it wasn't completely static. I'm going to go 4/4 for that, so let's try that. Let's do this over here. Let's quickly... That's the shit I'm looking for. Where I did another session. Now I've changed these palettes because I've gone through different settings, but if we get... I wouldn't use that, but I'm going to give a demonstration of what I've been doing. It's because I've been layering. I will get everything happy and then process the group. Wild. So, lastly, I'll just go through some different presets. So, I'll do it raw. I'll take the amp off. So, we've got basic, bells, hip hop, plucked. Experimental's probably been my favorite, along with obviously textures. Oh, yeah. I'm all for that. Hit the random. Obviously, randomizing the sequence, I can just change the pocket too. I'm using it for textures and soundscapes, but obviously you can hear it. It'd be great for maybe hard groove, tribal, stuff like that, because you can really get those wooden, metallic textures. That's fucking mad. So I love shortening loops. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I generally use it. I really shorten the loop then expand out because I'm not too melodic, but... So, that's a bit of an insight. I don't want to keep banging on about it. Bloom palette object. It's out. I think it came out end of last year. I was meant to do a video on it for a little bit, but I wanted to just sort of actually use it in sessions, see if I'm using it, see if it's useful. It is. I'm using it. It's here. It's in my new production for my next EP. How I'm using it, I am using the benefits of the parameters on board. Inside, when you go to the edit option, you get all the extra options, especially the noise generator, which is great, and the speaker setting. But I'm using my own sequencer. Obviously, you can really get a lot deeper and use in the internal one and probably take it a lot further than what I'm doing with this basic step sequencer. And this sample editing you can get really deep into. I don't care too much to get that far into it. I like it. You load it up. Very simple to deal with straight away. Random button, sequencing the randomness on your own sequencer. You're in a good pocket. But the biggest thing about it is the sounds that come with it. They're really organic. They're somewhat unique. And with the capabilities of inside it, you can really get texture-wise and even percussion-wise some really cool stuff out of it. So I'm liking it. I'm using it. There's a link below. It's on sale if you want to buy it. Yeah, check it out. Thank you very much. We'll speak to you soon. Ciao.